Down here working on a beaver job right now, and able to pick up a couple. Got one on a snare, one on a conibear. Actually had one that was in a conibear. Must have been in there for a couple of days. The water jumped up 4 feet, and couldn't really find the trap. I reached down there with the paddle, and I could see that it was still there. I could reach down there and touch the top of it with the paddle, but didn't realize I actually had a beaver in there. I went back to move the conibear today. I found one of my beavers in a snare, and I was going to move that conibear, and when I pulled it, I realized I actually had a beaver in there. So if I'd have remade that set, I might could have picked up an extra beaver today in that set. But so I keep changing things around with the fluctuation of the water. Hopefully we'll get some new beavers in here, and the Hatchie River's coming into these bottoms, and so once the water kind of settles back down, I can probably get them on these dams on these crossovers. But early in the year, we got about 25 sets out right now, and still got about 3 months left. Just now really getting cranked up. Hadn't even got all my traps out. Working about a third of what I've actually got, so everything's ahead now. We're just trying to get all geared up, everything in position so we can make a hard run, try to run about 120 traps this year and see what kind of fur we can pick up. Doing a little animal damage work down here. I'll get 35 a beaver plus the pelts and the castor. There's a lot of otter down here, so hopefully I'll be able to pick up some otter. And I know there's bobcat in here, and there's coon as well. So, and I'm sure there's gray fox. I know there's coyote. We're going to try to scout some more territory. See if they'll allow me to trap over at the Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge, or actually the Hatchie National Wildlife Refuge. And I may go over to the Chickasaw, which is I think it's called John Tully Bottoms now, around Ripley. And they do allow trapping over there, so I've hunted that before. Deer hunted, duck hunted, and squirrel hunted over there. So I want to go back and check some of those places, and maybe get some footholds set over there, and see if I can't set up a long line and keep this ADC job going at the same time. So should be able to pile up some pretty good fur.
When I put this set in, I really had this set for like a dry land otter set, but when that water came up, it backed the water back up into here. I picked up a beaver just down this same little canal. When that water came up, I was able to get a beaver in here, but now it's just a perfect run of water, and now it's just a little pinch point right here. Perfect spot to either get a beaver or an otter that's working up through this buckbrush here. I got a foothold over here on right beside this little crossing. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that foothold over. I'm gonna leave the conibear in. I'm gonna try to just work all these conibears in here and maybe take these footholds down to Tully. See what I can do on some footholds down there. We got several more conibears to check, and I think I've got 5 snares on these dams up in the woods, so this is a perfect place to pick up an otter or a beaver on this little canal here. I've been checking this set for about a week now, and I've had all kind of different weather. Rain and snow and down in the 20s. And finally it started warming up a little bit. I got a baited cubby over here on this trail, and yesterday's trout was snapped. So I said, and the bait was still in there. So I said, well, I'm going to reset the trap, and I moved it back down the trail away from the entrance of the cubby. And this morning the bait was gone, and the trap hadn't been snapped. But I can't see where anything has worked the bait anywhere around here, but it looks like something laid down over here on the other side of this log. You can see, I don't know if that's where he was, whatever it was, it's laid down and was working its way over to that cubby, or if it had a good meal and then just laid down over here and curled up beside this log afterwards. But never fails. I had already made up my mind to come in here and pull these sets today, and that's usually when something happens. So sometimes you just gotta wait them out. It's just now warming up enough to where maybe they'll get out and stir. They may have been holed up before that. So I still got several more sets. Just gonna keep moving here. I'm out here at my Deep Woods camp. I'm probably a mile and a half from the nearest road, and probably a good mile from the cabin that I stay in. I paddled my boat across the lake, and then I hiked in to this camp. I already had this camp set up. Already had some good Folgers coffee. Finishing it up right now. Got a nice fire going here. Everything was already set up when I got here. I had the tent already set up in my sleeping bag and tarpaulin, and we're just coming off of a cold front. Had 2 days in the 20s, so and now it's on the third day, and it's starting to kind of warm up a little bit, so it's going to be cool tonight, but it won't be too bad. And got 8 footholds out, and I think I've got 3 snares and 4 conibears, and I'll probably be putting in some more sets tomorrow, and get up bright and early in the morning, and we'll go check our traps, see what happens. Meanwhile, I'm gonna snuggle up beside this fireplace, and hopefully I'll get some good sleep tonight. But it's the first night of my overnight in this camp, so we'll see what happens. Well, coming back up on the lake now, where my boat is supposed to be. Hopefully the wind didn't blow it away. All I got to do is get across this lake. Gosh, that wind must be 35 miles an hour. Well, here's my boat. Over to that lodge over there and check my sets over there, see what we got. I've been working this lodge for about a week, and Hadn't been easy, I'll tell you. It's the water's been coming up and down, and I've had to change this trap maybe probably at least 3 different times, adjust to that water level, even change the entrance to the dam, change the trap over instead of trying to discover every entrance. I've got other traps scattered out in other places, but I wanted to keep something working over here, and finally it paid off right after that rain. That's usually when I get some, either after a rain or a good cold front. So I can see I got a beaver here. Let's go pick this beaver up right now. It's a game of patience. When you get a location like this, it looks so good, you just expect to catch an animal, you would think, every time you came in here, but it doesn't always work like that. You gotta wait them out, sometimes wait on the weather. Perfect condition for them to move. They don't read the script. So you just gotta hang in there, keep your sets working, and eventually you can connect. But got a good sized beaver here. Right before Christmas, we're probably gonna wind down and we'll pick back up and hit them hard again after Christmas. But I needed a catch. It had been a little while, so this is a good location. I'm gonna try to keep some sets working, and I've scouted out some other areas that I need to set up after Christmas, so we'll be after them.